Live from WTOC, the Southeast news leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Thanks for joining us here for the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. We do start this afternoon on the Crime Watch as the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office has arrested a man after a reported home invasion and rape earlier this week. Here's what we know. Investigators arrested 26-year-old Kenneth Moreno Guzman. He's facing multiple criminal charges, including rape, aggravated child molestation, aggravated sodomy, cruelty to children, home invasion, among several other charges. The arrest comes after Bullitt County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division looked into a reported home invasion and rape case that was reported in the early morning hours of Monday, January 12th, just earlier this week. Guzman is being held without bond right now in the Bullitt County Jail. The Sheriff's Office just held a press conference as well. Our very own Julianne Sheehan was there. She'll have some more updates throughout this afternoon and this evening during the news. Staying on the Crime Watch, the Savannah Police Department shared images of multiple individuals they are looking for in connection to a theft at the Best Buy on Abercorn Street. Here are those pictures that were posted on the Savannah Police Department's Facebook page. SPD says $40,000 worth of electronics were stolen from the store back in December. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers, or you could submit an anonymous tip through the SPD mobile app. Well, federal prosecutors have charged more than a dozen college basketball players in an alleged betting scheme to rig basketball games. That includes a player at Kennesaw State University in Georgia who was indicted. Niamani Watson is at the university, and she spoke with students there about what this player is now accused of.
Federal prosecutors say players were bribed to fix games by intentionally underperforming. Students I spoke with say they're actually surprised their school is involved in something like this.
They sent it in our group chat and I thought they were trolling.
Kennesaw State University in the national spotlight after players are accused of taking part in a massive operation to rig basketball games in exchange for money.
I feel like Kennesaw's not that big of a school. Like for someone to do that big of a scheme from Kennesaw, it's kind of crazy.
Open look, Cottle.
Kennesaw State guard Simeon Cottle and former Kennesaw State forward DeMond Robinson are among those listed in the federal indictment. Court documents state fixers reached out to Cottle with an offer to manipulate the 2024 matchup against Queen's University. Cottle allegedly recruited Robinson and another unnamed player.
It undermines the integrity of the game. If you know you're going into, I have to miss 10 shots, like you're not giving the game what you're supposed to give it.
The fixers placed and won over $20,000 in bets. Documents state Cottle received about $40,000 in cash on campus to be shared with the players. Although students say what the players are alleged of doing is wrong, some say they understand the appeal.
At the same time, he's a human being, so I understand the allure of, oh, you're gonna get 40K, just miss 5 shots.
In a statement, KSU says it is aware of the reports and that Cottle has been suspended indefinitely from all team activities.
I think in the moment he felt like, yeah, it's going to be good, but now I know he would take it all back if he could.
All that stuff is going to be with him forever, so I wouldn't have done that.
Both Cottle and Robinson are charged with bribery and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Reporting from Kennesaw State University, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.
And staying in state news, Georgia Insurance and Fire Safety Commissioner John King is cracking down on health insurance companies violating Georgia's mental health parity laws. King issued $25 million worth of fines yesterday alone. The Mental Health Parity Act of Georgia requires that insurers provide coverage for mental health and substance use disorders. King says that these fines will make sure insurance companies are getting Georgians the care they need. In consumer news, it's about to get more expensive to use Spotify, and that's not the only streaming service raising its fees. Kelly O'Grady looks at the so-called streamflation.
Boomers are all about money. Gen X is like, is it all about money? Millennials are like, where is the money? And Gen Z is like, what is money?
No matter what generation you're from, if you're one of Spotify's millions of paid subscribers in the U.S., get ready to pay more. Beginning next month, the company's individual premium plans will jump from $11.99 to $12.99 a month. The Duo family and student plans will also increase. In a statement, the company said the move would help it, quote, continue offering the best possible experience and benefit artists.
I think they are raising prices in part to kind of build a sustainable, profitable business, which has eluded them for a while.
Alex Weprin, senior editor for The Hollywood Reporter, says it's part of a growing trend with streamers, including Peacock, Disney Plus, and Paramount Plus, also raising prices.
Everybody wants to get in the streaming business.
There's no question that we're seeing streamflation. A lot of them, when they launched a few years ago, they launched at artificially low prices to try and get people to subscribe, and they're now beginning to catch up.
In fact, new government data reveals streaming subscriptions saw a nearly 20% jump in prices from November to December, outpacing most goods like coffee and beef. And with many sports leagues like the NFL and NBA licensing their rights to streamers, a downshift seems unlikely.
The most popular content, which increasingly is sports, are the things that people are coming to them for. There is a natural limit to how much they will pay ultimately, but we haven't hit it yet.
Now, we should note that Paramount Plus is owned by Paramount Skydance, the parent company of CBS News. And Spotify's new pricing is going to make it the most expensive music streaming platform ahead of Apple Music, Tidal, and YouTube Music. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
Just putting it out there, WTOC Plus, always free. Just got to put up with some advertisements every now and then. All right, this is a pretty cool story. Beaufort Naval Hospital has made the short list to potentially become the new home of a Coast Guard training facility. The Department of Homeland Security and the Coast Guard are searching for a new training site to support the expected growth of more than 15,000 service members in the coming years. Local leaders in Beaufort County say this could be the long-awaited opportunity to put the former Naval Hospital property to good use.
Allows us to underscore to the federal government that they have a underutilized asset that could fit the bill for this training facility.
And if Beaufort Naval Hospital is selected, officials say the project could bring more than 2,000 jobs and generate an economic impact exceeding $300 million. All right, well, as we look at some cold temperatures heading into the weekend, Georgia Power has some reminders on how to keep yourself warm. If you're using a fireplace, wood stove, space heater, be sure you're also ventilating your home so you don't build up toxic gas. Never plug space heaters into extension cords and never leave them unattended. Here at WTOC, we've covered a handful of house and trailer fires so far, started by people plugging space heaters into those extension cords, so something we really want to emphasize this time of year. And if you do want to save on money, Georgia Power recommends setting your thermostat to 68 degrees or lower. You should also let the sun shine to naturally heat your home. Well, tomorrow, everyone's invited to the Savannah Civic Center renaming ceremony and community event honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The free, family-friendly event will be at the Civic Center on West Oglethorpe Avenue in Savannah at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It will officially mark the renaming of the facility as the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Civic Center. There will be interactive activities, opportunities for reflection, and a community memory collection experience. All right, we're going to wrap things up a little early here on WTOC Plus because in about 20 minutes, we're taking you under the Gold Dome for an episode of Governing Georgia. Each week, we're breaking down the biggest bills moving through the Capitol and what they mean for you, your family, and your community. You can watch it live at 2:30 right here on WTOC Plus and the WTOC Facebook page. This is a brand new show we're starting every Friday at 2:30. It'll be about 15-20 minutes long. Of course, the 40-day legislative session just started this week. We'll have, the major bills we're tracking, especially the ones with local impacts. I'll be highlighting those, going over kind of where they are, what they do, and how they impact you. Again, that's 2:30 right here on WTOC Plus. I've got to switch over these monitors, so we are going to end the show a little bit early today, but stay tuned for that coming up in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching, and here's Local News Live.